ARMY never expected this. Jungkook has been hiding something big from fans all this time. Hello ARMY. In a world full of flashing lights, echoing cheers, and endless applause, there lives a boy. A boy whose name is chanted across stadiums, whose face is plastered on skyscrapers, whose voice has become the heartbeat of millions. That boy is Jeon Jungkook. To many, he's a superstar. The golden Maknae of BTS. A prodigy. A perfectionist. A legend in the making. But what if we told you that behind that perfection, he was silently hiding something? Something heavy. Something deep. A truth he never wanted fans to know. A secret that could break hearts, but also bring us closer to the real Jungkook. Today, we uncover the story that has remained hidden behind the smile, the music, and the lights. The price of greatness. At just 13 years old, Jungkook left everything behind, his family, his friends, his childhood, to chase a dream in a city where no one knew his name. Seoul welcomed him with cold winds and long nights. He didn't cry, not because he wasn't scared, but because he had to be strong. While other kids learned to ride bikes or played soccer in schoolyards, Jungkook spent his days dancing until his muscles burned, singing until his voice cracked, and sleeping only a few hours a night. He was the youngest among older trainees, boys who were taller, stronger, more experienced. And yet, Jungkook didn't give up. He watched, listened, studied, and learned. But it came with a cost. Loneliness. Exhaustion. Self-doubt. He used to whisper to himself at night. One day, they'll know my name. One day, they'll see my heart. But even when that day came, the emptiness didn't leave. The man behind the legend. As BTS rose to global fame, Jungkook became not only the face of the group, but also its soul. From dance breaks to high notes, fan interactions to social media posts, he became someone fans adored. But behind the scenes, it was a different story. Every step he took was scrutinized. Every word he said was analyzed. He wasn't just living, he was performing, even off stage. There were times when Jungkook would smile in front of cameras, laugh with members, and charm fans with his energy, but go back to his hotel room, take off the makeup, and sit in silence. He once wrote in his journal, "I don't know who I am outside of the applause. What if I disappear, and no one notices?" The truth is, he began to lose himself in the version that everyone loved. The perfect Jungkook. The idol who never failed. The dream that never cracked. But no one can carry that forever. Hidden messages in his art. It was in his music that Jungkook finally spoke his truth. My Time was more than a song, it was a confession. A cry from a boy who had no youth, no private moments, and no time to understand himself. Still With You was a love letter to ARMY, written with invisible tears. It said, "Even when I'm gone, even when I fade, I hope you'll still be with me." And in the unreleased song The Decalcomania, there was a line that shattered millions of hearts. "I'm afraid to look into the mirror, because I don't know the person staring back. But if you love me, maybe I can love high too." He wasn't singing for applause. He was singing to survive. To remind himself that somewhere in this massive machine of fame, his heart still beat. The secret letter. During BTS's extended break in 2022, a staff member close to the group noticed Jungkook spending late nights alone. He wasn't out partying or playing games. He was writing. In a leather-bound notebook, he penned a letter. To ARMY. The letter was never posted publicly. Never read aloud. But one part of it leaked. And that short passage broke the silence. "Dear ARMY, if I ever seem distant, please forgive me. It's not because I don't love you. It's because sometimes I feel like I don't deserve your love. Sometimes I'm scared that if you really saw me, the flaws, the fears, the failures, you'd leave. But I hope you stay. even when I can't be strong." That letter proved what fans had only guessed. That behind every concert, every smile, every thank you message, was a young man who just wanted to be seen. Fully. Honestly. Before he left, the final gifts. Before enlisting in the military, Jungkook went silent on social media for a while. Many fans assumed he was resting. But what he was actually doing was preparing something special. He recorded songs in advance, left messages in scheduled posts. He even whispered small clues in his final V lives, hoping fans would find them while he was away. He couldn't say goodbye directly, so he let his music speak. In one of his final live streams, his eyes teared up. He looked into the camera and said, "Thank you for making me feel alive." And then he whispered, "Even if I disappear for a while, please remember me not as the idol, but as your Jungkook." When the world listened, when fans discovered everything he'd been hiding, the reaction was overwhelming. Social media exploded. Army across the world held candlelight vigils. Thousands wrote letters, drew portraits, created tribute videos, and posted messages that trended globally. One message went viral. "We don't love you for being perfect, Jungkook. We love you for being real." In countries like Brazil, Indonesia, and the Philippines, fans started charity events in his name. They said, "If Jungkook carried his pain in silence, let's carry our love for him loudly." He may have been afraid to show his scars, but ARMY showed him that those very scars made him even more loved. A boy who just wanted to be loved. Behind the fame, behind the stage lights, behind the idol mask, there was always a boy. Just a boy who wanted to sing, who wanted to dance, who wanted to be held, not because he was famous, but because he was enough. Jungkook may have hidden his pain, but his fans? They never stopped seeing him. Not just the performer who set stages on fire and broke records with every step. Not just the golden voice that echoed across the globe. But the person. The gentle, soft-spoken, loving soul behind the spotlight. The one who smiled through exhaustion. Who gave the world everything, his voice, his dance, his dreams, while asking for nothing in return. In the whirlwind of fame, Jungkook stood tall, yet humble. He bore the weight of expectations, of cameras, of silence between cheers. He sang for millions, yet at times, he was just a boy longing for peace. And sometimes, he hid his pain. Not because he was weak, but because he was strong for us. Message to Jungkook from ARMY. To Jungkook. If you ever feel lost, know that we've memorized the map of your soul. Even if you hide, we'll find you in every lyric you've written, in every note you've sung. Even if your voice falls silent, we'll hear you in every beat that still thumps with your spirit. Even when you doubt yourself, we'll believe in you louder, louder than ever before. Because you were never just an idol. You were never just a singer, or a dancer, or a celebrity on stage. You were home. To millions of people scattered across countries, languages, and lives. To fans who found comfort in your laughter. To hearts you've never even met, but healed nonetheless. You gave us your all. Your youth. Your sleepless nights. Your heart. Now it's our turn. Let us give you something back. Not applause. Not charts. Not trophies. But love without conditions. Support without expectations. Faith that doesn't need proof. Let us love all of you. The smiling idol. The tired soul. The strong man. The vulnerable human. And when your military service ends, when you finally return from that chapter of duty and distance, remember this. ARMY didn't go anywhere. We didn't forget. We didn't replace you. We didn't move on. We stayed. We waited. We kept every memory alive. We listened to your songs like prayers. We whispered your name like a promise. And we still believe in you with all our hearts. Because loving you was never just about the music. It was about you. So, take your time, Jungkook. Heal. Rest. Live. And when you're ready to come back, we'll be here. Just like always. With arms wide open. With hearts still full. With love that never left.